So in today's class, we are going to study limit test for sulfate, same as that of limit test for chloride. In case of limit test for sulfate, we are going to compare the turbidity produced by the sulfate impurity by reacting with precipitating reagent, that is barium chloride reagent. So the sulfate limit test is designed to determine the allowable limit of sulfate contained in an sample. म्हणजे दिलेल्या drug sample ची impurity, presence of impurity, particularly sulfate ची, we are going to compare it with the presence and allowable limits of the standard one. So what will be the basic principle for limit test for sulfate? So limit test of sulfate is based on the formation of reaction, that is soluble sulfate with barium chloride. Here barium chloride, it will act as a precipitating reagent in presence of dilute hydrochloric acid to form barium sulfate as a precipitate, which appears as a solid particles. And this formation of solid particles by the reaction between soluble impurity, that is sulfate, with the precipitating reagent, that is barium chloride, result into the formation of turbid solution. We are going to compare the turbidity produced by the drug substance, that is test substance, with that of the standard one. So this will be the basic principle for limit test for sulfate. So principal part मध्ये कुठली impurity आहे, कुठला precipitating reagent आहे, काय तयार होतंय, either color change तयार होईल, precipitate तयार होईल किंवा complex तयार होईल, ते part असेल. And nextly which reagent we are going to use. So for limit test for sulfate, we are going to use dilute hydrochloric acid. It will maintain the condition acidic. So when sulfate impurity reacts with precipitating reagent, that is barium chloride, formation of barium sulfate precipitate takes place, and we are going to carry out the limit test in presence of dilute hydrochloric acid. So formation of barium sulfate into a Nessler cylinder makes the content turbid. We are going to compare the turbidity of the test with that of the standard one. So this will be the basic principle for limit test for sulfate. Next is the reaction. So sulfate reacts with BaCl2, that too particularly part of the Ba. Formation of BaSO4 takes place with the removal of KCl. So this is the formation of byproduct. We are going to carry out the condition in, we are going to carry out the limit test in acidic condition, that is by the addition of HCl, we are going to maintain the condition acidic. So then comparison of the turbidity is done with that of the standard turbidity. The test मध्ये जे काय turbidity येणार आहे, that we are going to compare it with the standard one, and that standard is obtained from a known amount of sulfate and the same volume of dilute hydrochloric acid have been added to both the solution. म्हणजेच आपण स्टँडर्डला आपण सेम कंडिशन्स मेंटेन करणार आहेत जे की आपण टेस्टला मेंटेन केलेले आहेत, and we are going to compare the turbidity. So the barium chloride test solution in the IP has been replaced by barium sulfate reagent. जे काय basically BaCl2 होतं ते आपण replace केले barium sulfate reagent ने, and which is having a combination of particularly barium chloride, sulfate free alcohol, and a solution of potassium sulfate. So what does barium sulfate reagent comprises of? Barium sulfate reagent majorly comprises of barium chloride, sulfate free alcohol, and a solution of potassium sulfate. So what is the use of potassium sulfate? It has been added to increase the sensitivity of the test. The reaction जे काय speedily carry out होणार आहे त्याची sensitivity increase करण्यासाठी we have added potassium sulfate. Usually आधीच्या reactions मध्ये barium chloride हे आपण use केलेलं होतं, but this barium chloride it has been replaced with the barium sulfate reagent. तो barium sulfate reagent मध्ये particularly potassium sulfate हे extra add केलेला आहे, that increases the sensitivity of the test. So this is the basic principle, reaction and reagents used in sulfate limit test. Next आहे procedure. For carrying out any sort of limit test, we are going to take two Nessler cylinder. One will be for test sample, another will be for standard one, and we are going to add exactly same quantity of reagent to both the Nessler cylinder. Only the difference will be the, in case of test sample, we are going to take the drug substances in which the amount of impurity is to be calculated, and in case of standard one, we already know the amount of impurity which is allowable one or which is tolerable one. So for limit test for sulfate, we are going to take 2 Nessler cylinder having 50 ml capacity. Firstly, we are going to prepare the contents of test sample. So for preparing the contents of test sample, a specified weight of compound, that is unknown quantity of the impurity present in a drug sample. It is dissolved in an water or in solution depending upon its nature. Jar te water मध्ये easily soluble असेल, then we are going to use water as a solvent, and if it is not soluble in water, then we are going to use this specific solution, and which is prepared as directed in the pharmacopoeia, and it is transferred to the Nessler cylinder. The initially test Nessler cylinder मध्ये आपण drug sample घेणार आहे. Depending upon the solubility, either water is used as a solvent or a specific solution is used as a solvent, and this कुठलं solution use केले हे आपण pharmacopoeia मध्ये prescribe केलेलं असते, त्याच्यानुसार solution use करायचं. So this will be the first content into the test Nessler cylinder. Nextly, we are going to add 2 ml of dilute hydrochloric acid. What is the use of dilute hydrochloric acid? It will maintain the condition acidic. Nextly, we are going to dilute to 45 ml with the help of water or with the help of solution into the Nessler cylinder. 2 ml HCl add केल्यानंतर we are going to maintain the volume up to 45 ml marking with the help of water or specific solution. And lastly, we are going to add 5 ml of barium sulfate reagent. What does barium sulfate reagent include? It contains barium chloride as a precipitating reagent, alcohol, and potassium chloride. So after adding 5 ml of barium sulfate, we are going to stir the contents, and we are going to keep the Nessler cylinder aside for a period of 5 minutes. During waiting period, the barium which is present into barium sulfate reagent, it will react with the sulfate impurity, and formation of barium sulfate reagent takes place. The formed barium sulfate reagent will give the contents of the Nessler cylinder turbid texture, म्हणजे जे contents आहेत ते cloudy होतील किंवा गढ किंवा whitish color मध्ये precipitate तयार होईल. So this precipitate is formed due to the presence of impurity into the sample, that is sulfate, and presence of barium into the barium sulfate reagent. We are going to observe the turbidity produced by the test. So this is the procedure for preparing the contents into the test Nessler cylinder. Next is the preparation of contents into the standard Nessler cylinder. So firstly, we are going to add 1 ml of 0.1089% weight by volume solution of potassium sulfate in a Nessler cylinder. Here we know the concentration of sulfate, that is 0.1089%, which is standard one, and this impurity is allowable one, and it is fit for consumption. So in case of standard Nessler cylinder, we know the quantity of sulfate, which is tolerable one. So we are going to take firstly 1 ml of the standard solution of potassium sulfate. Standard solution is nothing but the solution whose concentration is known to us, and it is allowable one. So concentration of potassium sulfate, it is 0.1089. Nextly, the contents of addition will be same to the standard as that of the test. Am I audible now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
After adding the standard drug substance to standard Nessler cylinder, we are going to add 2 ml of dilute hydrochloric acid. Nextly, we are going to dilute the Nessler cylinder up to 45 ml of marking with the help of water or with the help of solution in which the standard substance is soluble one. Lastly, we are going to add 5 ml of precipitating reagent, that is barium sulfate reagent. Lastly, we are going to stir the contents into the standard Nessler cylinder, and we are going to keep it aside for a period of 5 minutes. During waiting period, the precipitating reagent, that is barium sulfate reagent, particularly of this barium sulfate reagent, barium will react with this standard sulfate impurity present into a standard drug substance, that is potassium sulfate, and formation of BaSO4 precipitate takes place. Due to the formation of BaSO4 precipitate, the contents into the standard solution will also appear turbid. Nextly, we are going to compare the turbidity produced by standard Nessler cylinder with that of the test one. If the turbidity produced by the standard Nessler cylinder is more than that of the test, then the given sample complies with the limit test for sulfate. So depending upon the observation, that is the turbidity produced in the sample solution, it should not be greater than the standard one. या ऑब्झर्वेशन वरून काय नोट डाउन होत आहे, टर्बिडिटी कमी झाली आहे सॅम्पल मध्ये, म्हणजेच ऑब्व्हियसली सल्फेट हे कमी आहे as compared to standard one. Obviously the test will then pass. And if the turbidity produced in the sample solution is less, म्हणजेच कमी असेल turbidity sample मध्ये than that of the standard one, then the sample will pass the limit test for sulfate and vice versa. म्हणजे जर turbidity टेस्ट मध्ये जास्त असेल as compared to standard one मध्ये, नक्कीच सल्फेट इम्प्युरिटी टेस्ट मध्ये जास्त आहे and it will does not passes the test. Next is the reason, that is hydrochloric acid helps to make the solution acidic. So for maintaining the condition acidic, we are going to add hydrochloric acid to both test Nessler cylinder as well as standard Nessler cylinder. Nextly, potassium sulfate, it is used to increase the sensitivity of the test by giving ionic concentration into the reagents as stated earlier. And alcohol helps to prevent supersaturation and so produced a more uniform opalescence. म्हणजे जे काय टर्बिडिटी तयार होणार आहे पूर्ण नेस्लर सिलेंडर मध्ये, ते टर्बिडिटी युनिफॉर्मली डिस्ट्रीब्यूट होण्यासाठी वी आर गोइंग टू ऍड अल्कोहोल टू बेरियम सल्फेट रिएजंट. So this is the in detail procedure for limit test for sulfate. ह्याच्यामध्ये काही प्रॉब्लेम असेल विचारा. फर्स्टली असेल प्रिन्सिपल, प्रिन्सिपल मध्ये कुठली इम्प्युरिटी आहे, कुठला रिएजंट यूज केलाय, कुठला प्रेसिपिटेटिंग रिएजंट यूज केलाय. नेक्स्टली फॉलोड बाय रिएक्शन. त्याच्यानंतर येईल प्रोसिजर. प्रोसिजर मध्ये एक्झॅक्ट क्वांटिटी ऑफ ड्रग, एक्झॅक्ट क्वांटिटी ऑफ स्टँडर्ड, किती ml ऍसिड ऍड केलंय, डायल्युशन किती ml ने मेंटेन केलंय, आणि लास्टली प्रेसिपिटेटिंग रिएजंट किती अमाउंट मध्ये. And after observing both the Nessler cylinder, observation म्हणजे टर्बिडिटी कमी आहे किंवा जास्त आहे. टर्बिडिटी जर कमी असेल टेस्ट मध्ये as compared to standard one, it passes the test. टर्बिडिटी जास्त आहे याचा अर्थ त्याच्यामध्ये सल्फेट इम्प्युरिटी जास्त आहे and it does not passes the test. ह्याच्यामध्ये काय प्रॉब्लेम असेल विचारा. In case of limit test for iron, iron is present as an impurity into a given drug substances. So for limit test for iron, we are going to treat the iron impurity with thioglycolic acid. So when thioglycolic acid is added to drug as well as standard substances, formation of ferrous thioglycolate takes place. The formed ferrous thioglycolate, it is having either pink or purple coloration. So in case of limit test for iron, we are going to compare the color formed by ferric impurity with thioglycolic acid. We are going to compare the formation of color of test sample as well as standard one. So limit test for iron is based on reaction of iron, particularly in ammonical solution. म्हणजे basic condition मध्ये आपण perform करतो limit test for iron with thioglycolic acid. Here thioglycolic acid, it acts as an coloring or complexing agent in presence of citric acid to form iron thioglycolate or ferrous thioglycolate, which produces then pale pink to deep reddish purple coloration in alkaline medium. So this will be the basic principle for limit test for iron. That is, iron impurity will react with thioglycolic acid in presence of ammonical solution and in presence of citric acid. When iron reacts with thioglycolic, formation of complex, that is ferrous thioglycolate, takes place, and the formed complex, it will give either pale pink coloration or either deep reddish purple coloration to contents into the Nessler cylinder. Same as that of chloride and sulfate limit test, we are going to take two Nessler cylinder. Only the contents will get differ and reacting reagent will get differ. In case of limit test for iron, we are going to use reacting agent, that is, or coloring agent, that is thioglycolic acid, and we are going to compare the change in color formed after addition of complexing agent to the impurity, that is iron one. So thioglycolic acid, it is used as a reducing agent. So ferrous impurity or iron impurity, it will react with thioglycolic acid, formation of ferrous thioglycolate takes place. Extra reagent used in case of limit test for iron is we are going to perform it into alkaline medium and we are going to add citric acid. So the color of ferrous thioglycolate complex fades in presence of air due to oxidation. म्हणजे जे काही color तयार होणार आहे due to the formation of ferrous thioglycolate. But when it comes in contact with the air, the color may get fade due to the deterioration of the formed products into the Nessler cylinder. And also the color is destroyed in presence of oxidizing agent and strong alkalis. And the purple color is developed only in alkaline medium. So what is the use of making the conditions alkaline? It will maintain the integrity of the color produced by ferrous and thioglycolic acid. So in order to maintain the integrity of color, we are going to maintain the conditions alkaline. So ammonia solution is added. Nextly, but ammonia reacts with iron. Ammonia जर आपण add केलं तर conditions ही integrity color ची maintain होईल, that is ferrous thioglycolate ची. But there is possibility of reaction of this ammonia with the impurity and it will form the precipitate of ferrous hydroxide. मग हे reaction avoid करण्यासाठी we are going to add citric acid and which is used, which prevents the precipitate of iron with ammonia by forming a complex with iron as iron citrate. So citric acid which is purposely used and which prevents the precipitation of iron with ammonia. Iron से reaction है ammonia शी stop करता है and by forming a complex with iron as iron citrate. So this is the basic use of reagents in limit test for iron. When ferrous thioglycolate when it is exposed to air, that's a color fade up हो सकता है. So in order to maintain the integrity, we are going to maintain the conditions alkaline by addition of ammonia. But ammonia it may get react with the iron and it may form the ferrous hydroxide. But they avoid करण्यासाठी we are going to add citric acid. Basic principle and reaction clear आहे. In case of limit test for iron, iron impurity reacts with thioglycolic acid. Formation of complex that is ferrous thioglycolate takes place. This complex is having pale pink color or deep reddish purple coloration. We are going to compare the color produced by the test sample with that of the standard one. We are going to perform the limit test for iron in alkaline media and by addition of citric acid. Citric acid prevents the precipitation of iron with ammonia. म्हणजे ironचं ammonia reaction ते stop करता है by forming a complex with iron. So these are the basic uses of reagents in limit test for iron. Next is the procedure, same as that of limit test for chloride and limit test for sulfate. We are going to perform iron limit test in Nessler cylinder. So for performing the limit test, we are going to take two Nessler cylinders, one for test one, another for standard one. So let's see the procedure one by one. So for performing the limit test for sulfate, for test sample, firstly we are going to take the sample which is dissolved in a specific amount of water and then volume is make up to 40 ml. Initially sample घ्यायचा test Nessler cylinder मध्ये and maintain the volume up to 40 ml with the help of distilled water. Nextly we are going to add 2 ml of 20% weight by volume of citric acid. This added citric acid, it should be devoid of iron. The citric acid मध्येच iron असेल तर sample मधलं आणि citric acid मधला iron आपण differentiate करू शकणार नाही. Therefore all the reagents it should be free from iron. After addition of citric acid, we are going to add 2 drops of complexing agent, that is thioglycolic acid. Nextly we are going to add the ammonia to make the solution alkaline and we are just adjust the volume up to 50 ml marking of the Nessler cylinder. We are going to stir the contents and keep it aside for a period of 5 minutes. During just a minute. During wetting period, there is formation of complex between the iron impurity which is present into the test sample and added thioglycolic acid. The formed complex will give an formation of pale pink coloration or reddish purple coloration. So the color developed is viewed vertically and it is compared with that of the standard one. So this will be the procedure for preparing the contents of test Nessler cylinder for limit test for iron. Firstly is the sample. Nextly, we are going to dilute the sample up to 40 ml marking with the help of water. Nextly, we are going to add 2 ml of 20% weight by volume citric acid. Nextly, we are going to add complexing agent, that is 2 drops of thioglycolic acid. Nextly, we are going to make the conditions alkaline by addition of ammonia. Lastly, we are going to maintain the volume up to 50 ml marking with the help of water. We are going to stir the contents and keep it aside for a period of 5 minutes. During wetting period, there is formation of complex between the ferrous impurity of test and thioglycolic acid. Formation of ferrous thioglycolate takes place, and it will give the contents of test Nessler cylinder a pale reddish or pale pinkish or purple coloration. Nextly is the preparation of contents in standard Nessler cylinder. So firstly, we are going to take 2 ml of standard solution of iron, which is diluted up to same as that of the test, up to 40 ml marking with the help of water. Nextly, we are going to add 2 ml of 20% weight by volume solution of citric acid. Nextly, we are going to add 2 drops of thioglycolic acid. Lastly, we are going to maintain the conditions alkaline by addition of ammonia and maintain the volume up to 50 ml with the help of distilled water. We are going to stir the contents of standard Nessler cylinder and keep it for a period of 5 minutes. During wetting period, there is formation of complex between the iron or ferrous impurity of standard solution. Standard solution, obviously, it contains the iron impurity, but it is present in a limited amount, which is allowable one or which is tolerable one. So that impurity will get react with the complexing agent, that is thioglycolic acid. Due to the formation of complex, the contents into the standard Nessler cylinder, it will appear either pale pink or deep reddish purple coloration. So color is developed and which is viewed vertically and compared with that of the test one. So by comparing the color produced by the standard with that of the test one, we can be able to draw the conclusions for limit test for iron. Say for example, the color produced in the test solution, it should not be greater than the standard one. म्हणजे टेस्ट सोल्युशन मध्ये जे काय पिंक किंवा पर्पल कलरेशन झालंय ते स्टँडर्ड पेक्षा कमी असायला पाहिजे. कमी आहे याचा अर्थ काय, त्याच्यामध्ये आयन इम्प्युरिटी हे कमी आहे and which is tolerable one. And if the color produced is in the test sample is less than that of the sample one, then that of the standard one, the sample will pass the limit test for iron. But if the coloration produced by the test sample is more than that of the standard one, that give that the test मध्ये जर intense coloration झालं than that of the standard one, it results कॉल येत आहे. and vice versa. म्हणजे जर टेस्ट मध्ये कलर जास्त आला than that of the standard one, it contains more iron impurity. जर टेस्ट मध्ये कलर कमी आला, it contains less iron impurity. Reason आहे citric acid forms complex with the metal cation and helps the precipitation of iron by ammonia by forming a complex with it. So this is the principal reaction, reasons of reagent used in limit test for iron and procedure. Observation results are drawn depending upon the intensity of color produced by test solution with that of the standard one. आवाज कोणाचा येतोय? ओके, लिमिट टेस्ट फॉर आयन मध्ये काय प्रॉब्लेम असेल विचारा.